Okay. Hi, remember Alice from Wonderland? In the land of the looking glass, Alice found herself running faster and faster at the side of the Red Queen. Finally, stopping breathless, Alice looked around in surprise and said, "Why, I do believe we've been under this tree the whole time. Everything is just as it was." The Red Queen then answered, "Now here you see, it takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place." When Lewis Carroll wrote this, little did he know the phrase would inspire the name of an evolutionary principle called the Red Queen effect. This principle describes a race, type a race, not like Alice's, but on an evolutionary timescale, a race occurring over hundreds of thousands of years. Such a race is also called an evolutionary arms race. Each side arms itself over the generations with abilities that improve its survival rate as a necessary response to the developments in the species it competes with. A classic example is predator-prey relationships. Imagine a cheetah chasing a gazelle in the savannah. The gazelle's chances of survival increase the faster it escapes, and the cheetah's the faster it chases. An absurd situation results in which both sides have no choice but to develop an increasingly faster speed, while their relative speed remains the same. A second example is the cuckoo. The cuckoo is a bird that may lay its eggs in other species' nests, the host, who will unknowingly raise and feed the cuckoo's fledgling. In such a race against the host, the cuckoo's success depends on its eggs not being thrown out of the nest. Thus, they must highly resemble the host eggs. Indeed, studies show surprising similarity between the eggs, in color, spotting, and size. Cuckoo's eggs are smaller relative to the cuckoo size, more like the host eggs. From the host viewpoint, caring for an extra chick is a consuming task, especially as cuckoo chicks grow quickly and demand much feeding. Therefore, a host that notices a different egg in the nest will reject it. Many hosts thus develop an excellent capability to identify eggs different than their own. Returning to the cuckoo, a newly hatched cuckoo chick, still featherless with eyes shut, will push the surrounding eggs and roll them out of the nest. And the host. Researchers are still debating why the host bird that so expertly differentiates between eggs keeps feeding the huge cuckoo chicks. Is the ability to discern its own chicks the next step in the race? And so, step by step, the traits of the creatures competing in the race constantly change. As the Red Queen said, so is it in nature. All creatures run their fastest, only to remain in the same relative place. True then is the Queen from Wonderland's declaration. A moment's delay would cost you your head, and mine too.
Rony, great. I enjoyed your presentation, and now I know what's the Red Queen effect. I was just wondering, by listening to you, are there any examples in nature where this effect didn't happen? That somehow, two species didn't manage to evolve the way you said, and something happens. The symmetry broke down. Do you know of any cases like that?
First of all, of course, in the question of is it possible in nature, so it's always there is an example for anything. So some species evolve together and in this race or something. Some species, one is better than the other, and then one will survive and one will not. Sometimes this race becoming like circle, and then it actually goes back, and even traits become even like less developed or something. Different examples.
Variations. Amanda, do you have a quick comment or question?
No.
Bye then.
Why science communication? Why are you here tonight?
I think it's really important to let the public know how beautiful nature is. I mean, science in general, but especially what I like.
And why? I mean, they can just read a book, can't they, about how beautiful it is?
But they won't. They need something really enthusiastic to do that, to find out what's going on. And
put your hands together for the enthusiastic Rony.